Nestled in the southern region of Benin, West Africa, amidst a radically changing landscape from rural traditional agricultural-based society to urban technology-driven society, lies an oasis offering hope and prosperity for a country and continent struggling to realize its full potential, the Songhai Center.
Songhai is a social program. It is a program of a new African society where we develop new vision, new culture, and new value system. It is a social organization, committed people, repairing the heart of Africa that has been fried, that has been destroyed. So Songhai is also a place to rejuvenate renaissance of Africa.
The Songhai Movement aims at raising the standard of living of Africans through its training programs, with particular attention to the social and economic development of rural peoples.
When you have strong culture, there's better economic performance today. When people get together, when people have the same goal, things happen. Like, you cannot win a football match if people are not well organized and motivated. People are demotivated, they lose the match. The same thing. We have to get a society that is motivated, that has the human resource and the proper value system to enter into the production sector. The economic sector will bring more resources, financial and material resources, to support our social movement, for us to hire more people, to send our people more to school, to do more research, and to develop new laboratories, and then train more people. Come and look at this. Every year we develop new human capacity. That human capacity is going to help us to produce better. Because we produce better, we have more resources to support our social movement and go back and forth. So this is what is Songhai.
No feeding.
Is it?
No.
Nothing, that's natural like this. As I was telling you today, with this water now. With this water.
The Songhai Movement was started in 1985 by Father Godfrey Nzamujo and a team of 6 young school dropouts on 2.5 acres of land.
So I started with 4 dropouts from the high school. Here in this place here, we were sleeping in the huts here. Then we had no money. I loaded a container from California. Then the container got lost. I had my equipment, the shovels, the hoes, my rototillers, all the farm implements that got lost. But what was on our side was our courage and our determination. And I wanted to share with those young people my vision of the future of Africa, that it depends on how much we have in our minds, in our hearts, and the level of our determination and commitment. And I told them that the solution is not in these big people, in the big capitals, but in the minds and hearts of young people who are ready to work.
Over the next 17 years, with hard work, determination, and assistance from various funding groups, Songhai would open new branches and facilities throughout Benin, create an array of new products and services to market to local consumers, and train hundreds of Africans to reproduce the Songhai model abroad.
In our economic sector, economic program, we work in an integrated system, and the 3 elements of that integrated production system is aquaculture, animal husbandry, and crop production. The waste from one sector becomes an input in another sector, and that way nothing is wasted. We call it Zero Emission Research Initiative. Imagine a triangle. On top of that triangle is the animal production. The waste from the animal production comes down to feed our fish in this level here. Imagine the fish is in the other side of the triangle. So the waste from the animals are used to produce maggot that feed our fish. And then the wastewater from the fish pond is used to irrigate our crops here in this section where we produce the vegetables and the grains here. And of course, the waste from the crops used again for the biogas or used to feed our fish. For example, the grains are used to feed our animals here, and the vegetables for animals. And then back again, the animals, the droppings are also used to make compost for the crops too. So you see, everything is integrated, everything. The waste from here becomes input in here, the waste from here becomes input in here, and there's something. And then of course, the products are also eaten by man, used for marketing.
The animal husbandry component of the Zero Emissions Research Initiative process, or ZERI, is practiced in all its forms, whether pigs, livestock, or the rearing of poultry and mammals. All these animals are fed by grazing and with feed produced entirely from local resources.
This is a delicacy in West Africa, wild, and people burn acres and acres of land to catch them. We've domesticated them now, and we're using what I told you outside to feed them. You cannot put them back. You see, ours is a demand-driven. We don't grow animals that people don't know, they don't like. And in Benin here, we have chicken, we have snails, we have cows in the other part. We have turkey, we have quails, agouti. So these are the animals that are, and have pigs, of course. These are the animals that are appreciated here, that have the market here. So we don't become exotic. We want to be introverted. We don't want to produce for other people. We started by saying that Songhai is a project where Africans look at themselves. We want to feed our people first of all. So we look at the consumption pattern of the African people, and we grow animals or crops that first of all will service our people.
Fish farming benefits from the agricultural production sector in the sense that cassava roots and rice byproducts are used to feed the fish. Through animal husbandry, intestines and other parts of slaughtered animals attract houseflies to harvest maggots for fish food. Fish farming also provides rich water for irrigation.
The fish culture is a natural link between animals and the land. We pump water from the lowest part going over there in the tank, and by gravity the water is distributed in the ponds over there from one pond to another one. We harvest the maggots and we put them in the ponds, and now after every month the ponds are emptied. We either harvest the fish or we check how the fish are doing.
The water then enters a three-phase cleaning system where natural organisms, including water hyacinth, filter the water.
The filtered water will be pumped back. A part of it is pumped back to the water tank and is distributed. A part of the water is used to irrigate, as you saw today, because it is still very rich. We use them to irrigate. So those nutrients that are contained in the water bodies where the fish leave their droppings, the waste feed that the fish didn't eat, and other things, those elements are channeled back into the fish, into the field, and they fertilize the fields for the crops there.
Crop production essentially comprises of vegetable farming and cultivation of food crops like maize, yams, soybean, rice, groundnuts, etc. To avoid using expensive chemical fertilizers, which easily destroy the soil, compost is prepared from plant and animal waste. Soil fertilization of farmlands is generally done by applying organic manure. The Songhai process yields amazing results.
When I came here about 15, 16 years ago, this land couldn't produce anything. It is through this natural fertilization, making compost from the waste, plant waste and animal pest, we've been able to regenerate our soil here. So we cut the leaves from mangoes, from papayas and bananas. We till them and turn them all over. We compost them to enrich our soil. So the vegetables we have here, like the lettuce, like the native vegetables, like we call them goma, we have the amaranthus. All these are native vegetables that we cultivate here. But the difference is that we do them organically. We use natural fertilizers. We don't use any chemical fertilizers here. We don't use any pesticides here. And to avoid using pesticides, we do what we call intercropping, integrated pest management. For example, if a pest is interested in papaya, and the next season we change, instead of papaya we do pineapples, the pest will die off. And then we're breaking their cycle. So this is how we've been able to check the pests here instead of employing chemicals to fight them.
Once fish, animal, vegetables, and fruits are produced, the next phase is food processing. The food processing unit adds value to animal, fish, and plant products to preserve them and ensure freshness. It also aims to achieve a profitable capacity by supplying natural products to the marketplace. This sector offers new economic opportunities to Benin and the rest of the West African sub-region. Quality products ensure profitability and will help to build a strong demand for the Songhai brand.